Yes, Ed, there is a hot dog with relish in the Oak Creek dugout. How can you not love that? That is just amazing.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Notre Dame girls basketball. I'm Sylvia Pitchka. And I'm Charlie Apple. And W7 is for girls.
I'm gonna soak up the sun. We got the beat. We got the beat. Everybody get up on your feet. We got the beat. We know you can dance to the beat. We got the beat. Jump up, get we got the beat. 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 We got the beat.
What's the comment?
W7 Live, we are back live, getting ready for the 10:30 event. In the meantime, while we got a few minutes, we're going to go to Sarah Nassif. She's got a special guest, and it's Haley Zembo. So here's Sarah with Haley. Sarah, take it away.
Hi, yes, our first athlete from this team is Haley. And so, Haley, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a pitcher from Superior, Wisconsin, and I'm going to be a junior next year.
Junior year, are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
I think it'll be nice to actually have like a first full year of high school kind of back. You know,
Yeah.
COVID's kind of settling down. You excited for that?
Yeah, I'm very excited because I missed my freshman year, and then we had one full year last year, but
How did your season go last year?
I went pretty good. Our team made it pretty far, I guess, yeah.
Good. So, what do you like at school? Like, do you have a favorite subject?
My favorite subject is probably science.
Ah, nice. Do you want to do something in the career field when you're older?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are you thinking?
I want to be an athletic trainer.
Oh, that's so cool. I think it'll be so nice to kind of like have your softball experience
Yeah.
and kind of go into that. Awesome. Well, it was great talking to you.
You too.
And good luck the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
The first batter was our buddy Nikki Fahey from Barneveld. We talked a lot about Ashley Wolf and just being a professional and just really, eating, breathing, and sleeping softball. Nikki's another one just like that. I mean, her life is softball. Her parents are all in supporting her, and I mean, she loves the game and loves promoting the game. Her and I talk frequently on social media, just want to touch on. I just really enjoy kids that really have a passion for the game. And so I was drawn to her right away, and then we talk once in a while, and doing a great job. Hoping to maybe if we could figure something out next year, I can go watch her play. I'd like to live stream a game where she's playing, and if we can make that happen. So we're gonna go in a second here to our next guest. You're watching the Showtime Sports Midwest Fast Pitch Showcase on W7. A big thanks, John Kelleher and Bill Grams from Showtime Sports, and having us out. I mean, we've had just, I can't tell you how great a time this has been, and just for the opportunity to really kind of spread the gospel of W7 and who we are and what we do. I think we've reached a lot of folks the last couple of days that maybe didn't know who we were and what we do. So it's been great for us. This is Marie Swanson. Bomb from Marie. Nice job, Marie Swanson. Made it look easy and made it look fun. All right, we're going to go to Sarah Nassif, who's got Kiana Easton on the microphone, ready to talk. So, Sarah, take it away.
All right, our next athlete is Kiana. Kiana is, again, we're going to add her name to the list of multi-sport athletes we have here at this showcase today. So Kiana is actually a volleyball player. So tell us, what position do you play in volleyball?
I'm a front row hitter.
Nice.
Anywhere in the front row.
That's cool. So how do you think volleyball compares to softball? Like, is there consistency between the two sports? What do you like that's different about it?
I like that it's fast-paced, and like with softball, if you mess up, you have like a ton of time to think about what you did wrong. Rather with volleyball, it's so fast-paced that you just move on to the next and just keep going. You don't have time to think about what you did wrong. You can't get down on yourself. You just keep going.
Well, that's awesome that you can prove yourself in both sports. I think that's so cool, and keep doing you. Keep up the great work you're doing here, and best of luck in your volleyball season. Back to you, Gary.
Kiana Easton from, I think Clinton, if I remember right. This is Bryn Connors hitting right now. Bryn from St. Croix Falls. (2023) St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin pitcher. Nice job by Bryn. Coming up next is Jocelyn Dorner from Luxembourg Costco. Well, we're going to welcome Coach Hines back. Again, Quinn Hines, our special guest yesterday and today. Talking softball, Coach Hines is the head coach at Appleton West Softball. And in honor of him, making time and just being here, I wanted to do something special for him. So, bear with me as we play this for him. But, it means a lot to us that he's here. I mean, I feel like, nothing's going to stop us from doing what we do. And, Quinn is one of those guys that really believes in the W7 mantra. And so when I say nothing's going to stop us now, Quinn, what I'm really doing is talking and thanking you for your support of W7. Now, I don't know if I'll look into your eyes and do that, but, I know how much the song means to you. So I wanted to make sure that we played it today because I know what a big Starship fan you are. We could have played We Built This City, which would have been cool. I mean, we could have used that. But, I mean, I think this song just says so much more. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. This is just a cool atmosphere today. Now you put a little Starship. I mean, I feel like I could just sit back here and I don't want to be anywhere else right now. What do we call this? A freeze frame? This is where I'm gonna freeze this moment. I'm gonna live in this moment for the rest of the summer.
Just think, what would you be doing right now? I mean, what would be happening right now in Quinn's life?
I have no idea. I'd be probably watching the Olympics, and I really haven't enjoyed the Olympics that much. It's weird for me to say, like, I got older, and there's a lot of weird sports in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm feeling it this year. I mean, I was watching canoeing the other day.
Let's talk about Jackie a little bit. Jackie Shiligowski from Bayport. What do you like in here? I mean, there's a lot to like.
This is a really good swing here. She was nice and smooth, strong body, good lower half, stays on the ball, hitting the ball left center really well. That's a program, Bayport. I think we're playing them next year in a non-conference game. But
have fun with that.
Yeah, they're really good. Nice facility. I think that's why we're going up there. No, but it's that's a program that's really headed in the right direction. That's a good conference up there, and we'll probably see her in the lineup, and I'll have to figure out a way to pitch to her. I got a lot of practice at figuring out how to pitch to really good hitters this year.
You've seen a lot of them, haven't you?
I know. I got to play against too many of them, and it's hard to get them out. I'll tell you that. Let's see, who do we got here? This is. Oh, we're on this team.
We're going to go to Sarah Nassif with our next player to talk to. So let me get her lined up and ready to go. And off we go. Sarah, take it away.
All right, my next athlete here is Emma. So Emma actually has an interesting story. She's back here at this showcase, and she's come a long way in her softball career. She actually used to play and then quit, and now she's back, and she actually is battling back from 2 injuries. So tell us about that. Tell us how it's been and how you have overcome adversity, and especially to be out on a stage like this.
Yeah, this past year I had 2 hip surgeries, both torn labrums in my both hips, and I thought I was going to be out for this whole entire summer, 6 months after I had first surgery in August, recovered from that one, went back to basketball season, and then found out that I tore my other one. So I had that in February, and then it actually only took me 2 months to recover. I think my body was just used to it and just wanted me to get back out on the field, and I'm out here and I love it now.
Well, it shows how incredibly strong you are, and it's great to see you performing so well and coming back after that. We wish you best of luck and can't wait to see you get out there and hit.
Thank you.
So thanks for talking with us. Back to you, Gary.
That's Emma Krieger. She's underselling what she's done. I mean, this kid, as a freshman, we talked about this yesterday, Coach. I mean, she was a huge part of Katie Coleman's title run as a freshman. I mean, with all those seniors. And, I mean, she played up big time, which was not easy to do. And she's actually not playing basketball anymore. But I do remember her blowing her knee out and missing a year. And she's really underselling how hard she's worked.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that with a lot of these kids that are especially at the showcase, most of these kids are contributing to their teams as young players, as freshmen, as sophomores, and that's not an easy thing to do. I think we just anticipate because they're good players that they're going to be able to produce at that level, and that's not an easy thing to do. We just got done watching Bria Reibel hit, and she's a 2025 kid going to be a freshman. I mean, she looks like she's going to be a contributor on her program. And then listen to this, right before her, Kylie PRK. I think I got it right. I've been practicing.
That was smooth the way you said it.
I think I got
you sold
it.
me. That sounded really good.
Unless she walks over here and tells me that is not how it's pronounced. But I was practicing last night because I wanted to get it today. That's been my goal for the weekend, is to get her last name right. She had a really good round.
Well, you nailed it. Speaking of nailed it, who's up here crushing the ball?
That's Tuscany. Tuscany
Ballot.
She was in that home run derby last night, put up a really good showing. I think she was in the top 5. She just crushed that one. There's another one that's going to be a little short, but she's putting really good swings on the ball.
If you heard our interview last night with Tuscany, one of the questions I wanted Sarah to ask her was, does she own the name Tuscany? I mean, because that's a big name to walk around with.
Yeah.
And sometimes the name is too big for the kid. She owns Tuscany, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she owns that name.
And she lets you know it.
Yeah.
She lets you know it.
That's right. So, I mean, I feel bad for the kids that cannot live up to what their name is because, I mean, that's a lot of pressure. You call your kid Tuscany, that kid better not be, a bottom feeder. You better be elite and doing something really, really well. So, and she's a heck of a softball player.
Yeah. She's a really good player. Had a
Pretty
really
darn good kid, too.
Really good showing last. She just hit 2 home runs in her 10 swings here. This isn't even the home run derby. This is Melania Lustari.
Look at you. You're like the name champion now.
Yeah.
Melania Lustari. I mean, that just rolls right off.
Yeah, and she was a good hitter last night, too. She was in that home run derby.
Be honest. How much time did you spend last night going over names?
Too much.
Yeah,
Too
that's what I
much.
thought.
But you're trying to practice. You try to get it right. You want to do well for the kids. You want to pronounce their names right.
Oof.
Talk about a kid. I don't think she's hit. I don't know if she's in this group, but Quinn Marnoka. She's probably got my favorite first name here.
Yeah. Big shock.
I wanted to ask her how she got named, or if her name has any special meaning. I haven't seen her around, so I don't think their team is here. Maybe later in the day. I want to see if there's any meaning behind how she got her name. I was named after the old Manfred Mann Bob Dylan song. So
Wow.
yeah, for anybody that remembers music in the 60s, 50s, I don't know when that was.
60s.
60s. Yeah, I wasn't alive back then.
Well, speaking of kind of a classic name, here's Sarah Nassif with Heidi Barber from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Let me get her up here, and Sarah, take it away.
Hi, yes, I'm here with Heidi. So I'm actually really jealous of Heidi right now. She is the quarterback of her high school football team. That's insane. How does that, obviously you're a quarterback, so you take on a lot of leadership responsibilities on the field. So how does that transfer into how you pursue leadership in your softball team?
I would say that in both aspects of the sports that you have to have a lot of leadership and you have to know all the plays. Where softball doesn't have many plays, but you need to know the positions. And in both sports, you have to know every single position, whether it's the 11 on the football field or the 9 or 10 on the softball field. You have to know all positions and be able to help your teammates get to where they need to be.
I applaud you for what you do. Being W7, we're always for the girls. I think it's amazing that you're a girl and you're leading a whole football team of guys. That takes a lot of gut, and I fully support it and super excited to see more of what you can do today. Yep. Back to you, Gary.
I mean, these stories keep getting more and more incredible. I mean, so I'm not going to tell you. I want you to guess. I want you to guess what her position is in softball. If you don't already know, do you know what it is?
I don't.
Guess what it is. It's exactly what you'd think it would be.
Well, I would say she's probably a catcher.
Bingo, catcher.
I mean, if you're playing quarterback, you're the catcher. You're running the show.
Yep,
I mean,
she's a catcher.
I don't know her. She's from Minnesota, but I'm guessing she's a catcher. She's a quarterback. She's letting everybody know what's going on during practice. She's a kid that's.
I'm gonna put her on real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Heidi, come here. Come over here. We're gonna put you on the headset here.
That was Samantha Nealon that just hit that
Okay.
last one out. So.
Okay, we got to dig a little deeper into this. So you're a quarterback for your varsity football team.
Not varsity, 10th grade.
Okay, 10th grade. Hey, you know what? That's still big boy football.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it work with? I mean, how is it in the I won't say the locker room, but I mean, how is it from a culture standpoint? Do you get a lot of hey, you're a girl, you don't really know what you're talking about, or do they really respect you and that you know what the hell you're talking about?
Yeah, at first it was it's like, girl, I don't know how this is going to go, but now they're mostly my brothers and they just respect everything I do and we all get along really well.
I mean, that's pretty cool, really. I mean, to think about, you got 50 brothers that
Yeah.
if anybody messes with you, I mean, they're gonna
yeah.
come unglued, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they have.
I mean, how cool is that?
It's really
Now
cool.
it's cool, but it's not cool, right? Because you're still a American girl here, and you have people that you're interested in, but you know, I imagine if that even starts up, I mean, those guys are like, hey, stay away from her.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Now, Heidi, I want you to do me a favor. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Two things. Number one, are you following us on social media?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's great. So you did that already. Number two, during football season, if you can get a couple of clips or you know some videos of mom or dad takes it and they can break down some clips and send them to me.
All right, yeah.
I'd like to post those
Okay.
and just tell your story because I think it's very inspirational. What got you interested in playing football? How did this happen?
Well, my dad was always like the three-sport athlete with football, basketball, and baseball, and so I always just like loved football from the start. And then finally in 5th grade, my mom okayed me to play because right away she was a little scared about it because she didn't want me getting hurt. But then once I started, I just kept going, and it was
That's
fun.
amazing. That's amazing. Hey, I want to get over to Sarah real quick. I think they're trying to get wrapped up here before they go on. So, Heidi, keep in touch, would you please?
Yes,
Let us know
I
how you're
will.
doing, and look forward to catching up with you soon.
All right, thank you.
That's Heidi Barber. One more interview here. We're going to put Sarah back on. Sarah, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Hi, yes, I'm with my last athlete here from this red team, Angel. Very pretty name. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a catcher for the Minnesota Waves, and then I play outfield.
So coming from Minnesota, what has it been like making the long drive over here and competing at an event like this?
It's really cool. I get to see a lot of new talent and a lot of more people from just Minnesota and Wisconsin all over.
How have you felt about like the exposure? It's got to be super exciting and uplifting seeing all these coaches not only instruct you in the camps but also look at you as a prospect.
It's really cool and like really like nerve-wracking because like they're always watching and like it's really cool having them like teach you because I learned a lot of stuff yesterday.
Well, congrats on your offer to go play for a national team. That's big news and very exciting. We look forward to seeing what you can do with that and obviously what you do as you are about to go hit on this field. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
Coach, I mean, I keep saying it, but it's true. I mean, every story is more and more amazing about these kids and what they're doing. And you know, this is again, I get tired of this. You know, this generation is lazy and dumb and doesn't know anything. They're all just TikTok, Instagram weirdos. I mean, these kids are doing some amazing things.
Yeah, that's such a great statement because it's definitely different. It's a different style of the way things were done 15, 20 years ago, but these kids are not lazy. They've got more going on in their lives now than people ever had going on in their lives and more distractions and more abilities. There's so many more things going on in the world that you didn't have to worry about back then that you do now, but these kids are still out here. They're playing softball with their quarterback in their football team. They're just doing all kinds of special things, and there's almost too many things that we can't even get them on air. But it's really impressive what these kids are doing.
That was Allison Peters from Peshtigo. I made the mistake of saying Peshtigo once, and Ed Rowie ripped me to shreds over that.
Yeah.
So I never forgot that it's Peshtigo because he looked at me like I'd grown 2 heads and said, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, dude, I'm not a Wisconsin guy. I'm not from here. I didn't start eating cheese curds when I was 3 years old. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was eating corn back then.
Great Peshtigo fire. That was a big deal. I don't even know when that was. Early 1900s, 1800s or something. But
that's what he said. The Peshtigo.
it was a big deal.
I'm like, what did it happen last weekend or something? I mean, he's like, no, it was like 18. I'm like, dude, really? How?
It's a really small city, and I'm pretty sure the museum is half the city.
Is the museum half burned down?
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since I've been up there. It's way up there.
Do they have like charred remains of things?
You're basically in the UP when you're up there. So,
well, that's a whole nother world up there.
Oh yeah,
I went up there to the UP to Marquette, Michigan about 15 years ago. I felt like it was in 1977.
Yeah.
They literally gave me a key to the hotel room. This was still when cards were common by then. Yeah. This is like 2005. They handed me a key. I'm like, what's this? Like, what's your room key, sir? I'm like, but it's an actual key. They're like, yeah. I'm like, you don't have the cards that you just slip it in and go? Huh? Stream. I got on Connor's live stream by accident.
Oh.
Get off my live stream, he says.
You made a special trip over here just for that.
Yeah, he's giving me dirty looks too. But yeah, it was an actual key. I mean, it was seriously a rotary telephone at the hotel. I'm like, where am I? What is going on here?
You know, this might be something we have to get Sarah on. We might have to do a survey and see how many of these players know what a rotary telephone is.
The answer would be pretty much zero.
We got to see if we can find 5. We got to see if we can find 5 kids that know what that is.
Okay, well,
We'll get Sarah
good luck
on
with
it.
that.
We'll get Sarah on it.
Yeah, that'd be a good little project for them. Who we got here, Coach?
This is Haley. Am I on the right team? Haley Zembo.
Has Connor got anybody over there? Is he by himself? Yeah.
Haley Zembo, 2023.
I think
got
on his. I think he's getting on mine.
Not quite sure where she's from. I can't find it, but
Yeah.
watching her get a few swings here
Yeah. Send him on over there.
for the red team. You know where Haley's from? Do you got that info?
Haley Zembo.
Yeah. Trying to get that info. Can't find it.
I know that.
That's the one thing we got to get them to get their high schools on here for next year, so we can, or at least where they're
Superior.
from.
She's from Superior.
Okay.
1 second. I got to run next door, Coach. I'll be right back.
All right. We are going to see Jaden Evenson coming on up. Oh, no, we're going to, actually, I missed one. So we're going back to Kiana Easton. This is Kiana. She is from Clinton, Illinois. We were chatting with her earlier today. She's still upset about a tag play that happened yesterday on the other field, and they called her safe, and she is adamant that she tagged the girl out. So shows to the competitive nature that she's at. She was still all over that today. Yep.
We got a special guest coming on. While we do that, get him set and ready to go. Let's jump to Sarah real quick, who's interviewing with one of the players. So, Sarah, I'm going to let you interview right there. Then we'll come back and get Coach. Yep, go ahead.
All right, I think we're good. All right, I'm here with Jocelyn from the Carolina Blues team. So Jocelyn actually has an interesting backstory. She's not just a player on the field, she's also a worker on another type of field. Jocelyn actually works on a farm, which is really cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and what some of your responsibilities are?
Yeah, so I do like work in the fields, and then I also milk the cows, and then like feeding the cows and the calves.
So what kind of what's a day in the life? How long are you at the farm? Does it take a toll on you?
Like if you work in the morning, yeah, because you start working at 2:30 in the morning, and then you get done at like 7 to 8.
So you're used to having to wake up for those 8 a.m. warm-ups.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've heard it here. This has been Jocelyn. Thanks for chatting with us. Back to you, Gary.
Coach, I recognize 2:30 a day, and that one ain't it.
Crazy.
You know, Coach John Cheetah from from St. Mary's College in Winona, Minnesota, joining us. I'm going to cut this out. So, Coach, hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking a few minutes to hang out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, Coach, talk about this event and really what you've seen. Were you here yesterday as well?
I was.
Talk about what you've seen and what makes this event different from maybe some of the other ones that you've been to.
Well, first off, I was here and I was doing the throwing clinic, and I've lost my voice a little bit.
I can see that.
So it was a long day there, but it was great because you have a lot of Division 1s, 2s, 3 coaches here, and the kids get a chance to interact in the clinic part, interact with the coaches, go through different drills, and learn. On top of being able to play in front of so many coaches. So it's always very well run. I've been coming to these showcases for many years here, and very well run, and I think the talent level is just outstanding.
One of the ththings that we really wanted to do as far as this showcase, and John Kelleher and Bill Grams have been great at just giving us the latitude to do what we want. But one thing I really wanted to make sure that we accomplished this week was to show people more than softball players. I mean, they're all great softball players. I mean, this is the best of the best. But the other thing I wanted to highlight was, they're pretty darn good people too. I mean, they're good kids and they're busy kids, and they're a lot of them are just very charismatic. And how important when you're doing your recruiting and when you're looking for a good fit. Hey, the numbers are always important, right? I mean, you got to have whatever the velocity, bat speed. I mean, you know all that stuff. I'm not going to talk about that. But what are the intangibles you look for when you're trying to find the right kid?
Yeah, if you want to be a winning program, you've got to look for culture and what culture fits you. And so I recruit kids with the idea that they're not only going to be great players, but they're going to make everybody around them great players just because their attitude, their hustle. They have a high motor, right? They want to, I always say leaders walk 20 to 30% faster than the average person. So they've got goals in mind. They're not just hanging out. They're here to accomplish something. But they also have perspective, right? It's not all about them. And it's about team success, which is hard to do, right? Takes a special person.
Yes.
But when you see a teammate's got that high energy and plays out of fun and then gets just as excited when a teammate gets a hit, that's a good sign that kid's going to be a great teammate.
Yes. It's so important. Talk to me about your program, about how things went this year for you guys, and what makes St. Mary's so special.
Well, I'm a little unique in that I just left the school that just went from Division III and transferred to Division I.
Oh.
So I just recruited my first Division
Is that St. Thomas?
class. Yes. Recruited my first Division I class and left, which was a bummer, right?
Oh.
It's really
the Tommies, right?
Yeah, very unique. So we've won our share of games. So went to the World Series, had a fun year. The kids are great, just great people who knew how to win and work hard for it. And so it's hard to leave them, but
you bet.
At the same time, I knew where my value stood and what I wanted to do, which is coach in Division III. I enjoy it. I coach high-level players who really have good perspective. And so this is my first month on the job at this university.
How's it going so far?
I haven't been in my office very often.
Yeah,
I'm out recruiting.
Join the club, right? Yeah, you're busy out on the road.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to a statement you just made, because I think it's so important to emphasize this. I get so tired of this nonsense. Like, if I'm not playing at a D1 school, that it doesn't really count. That's garbage.
I've had 3 kids play professional softball. We're Division III.
Absolutely.
And you know what? They didn't make hardly any money at all playing professionally. So
right.
The goal is, do you get the best education you get in the best atmosphere that you're looking for? And, here I was in a bigger city, right? And now I'm in a smaller one. And as a coach, you recruit kids that are looking for what you have, not trying to get all players, getting players that are good fits. So recruiting now is you're looking for a beautiful atmosphere. The Winona's just very outdoorsy, a lot of lakes, rivers, and so you're looking for a place that's very calming. And the city has a lot to offer. Also, every school has its own offerings, and I've been offered a lot of different jobs, and for me, you just got to know what you're looking for, which is sad. I talked to some of the kids, and I said, "What are you looking at?" And they'll name 2 schools, and even before that, I said, "Well, I'm looking for a smaller town. I really don't want to be in the cities." And then I said, "What are you looking at?" And she said, 2 schools are in huge cities. And it's like, why? Because those are the coaches that contact her. It's like, no, that's the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Right? So they're just great kids, and I think they just need some leadership to help them find the right place.
And again, boy, you're leading into such great points, and I want to make them all, because we have a lot of parents that are watching, and it could be a little bit daunting, this process, and how do I do it, and the first thing I always do is say, make your kid part of the process. Have your kid own it, right? And
Right.
What about kids reaching out to coaches? I mean, these kids, a lot of these girls are just so polite and so respectful that they worry about reaching out to a coach because they may be too busy and may not be interested. What would you say to a kid like that?
Well, in fact, I was just talking to Jared Flaherty, who's over at Chi High, and he made a great point, which is, he says, you know how excited you guys get when a college coach contacts you? Us colleges get really excited when you talk to us. We get excited. I'm looking at a player right now. Like, that kid comes up and talks to me. I'm all jacked. I'm high-fiving people, right? So you'd be surprised at how many people want you, but just don't have the time to reach out because they're looking at other kids at the same
Sure.
time. And the rules for us, we can't talk to kids till the end of the day.
Right.
Well, all the teams are running different directions, and you want to talk to these 5, 6 kids, but they're all gone already. So it's really hard for college coaches to get all the kids that they want, to be able to talk to those kids. So I would say it is in their huge interest to make sure that they look at the schools they're interested. And like the kids in the showcase, how many schools wouldn't be interested in them? Division I, it gets a little bit more selective,
Right.
but
Yeah.
these are all college level players.
Sure. And some of them, again, the process, they don't want to make that step out. And, I mean, you want to hear from the players, right? I mean, hey, it's great mom and dad are there. And, of course, they're the biggest cheerleaders. They can rattle off all the stats. So, D1 or Division II here, player of the year. I mean, that's all great. But you want to hear from the athletes.
For sure, because that's who we're coaching.
Right. Absolutely right.
So as Mike Condrea said, I'd love to have all players without any parents.
Right.
and he's joking, right? He's half joking.
Half joking.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I had a kid visit just the other day, and she goes, blah, blah, blah. And her mom says, I had my opinions of who should start. And then I realized, wait a minute. I don't go to every practice. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So true.
And she was, you could tell how mature she was as a parent. And that's hard, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah. You want what's best
You
for
want your child to
daughter.
play, and to be every parent, especially here, they want all their kids to be the star. And you know what? All these kids are the stars of their high school.
Yeah.
But it's not always going to be that way. I mean, especially the higher up you go. I mean, there's a lot of stars.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's not just D1 guys. I mean, there's a lot of stars I know a ton of kids that are playing D3 athletics, and I mean that's big girl sports.
Oh yeah, that's what you got to look for too. And they're not all like for all the kids. And again, this is a little different showcase. They're high level players, right? But sometimes you go to a showcase and they say, well, they couldn't play for me in my program, but there's always a place for somebody.
Absolutely.
And you got to find a match, and talk to coach. Hey, they national level. Then you're dealing with some good players that train hard. But you would be surprised at how many kids earned All-American status for me that I would have cut, but I never cut. And those kids ended up as first-team All-Americans.
Amazing.
So it's not where you're at; it's where you end up.
That's right.
But you got to be in a good place that you feel good about, where you can get the instruction you need.
Yeah, and for you guys, so are you in recruiting right now? Is that what I mean, I don't know the calendar how that works, but
Yeah, so Division III, you're year-round.
you're year-round. You're looking for kids all the time.
Yeah, in Division I, they're always looking too, but
Right.
there's times where they can actually have face-to-face contact.
Yeah.
They can only observe. There's different phases that
Yeah.
they go through. Whereas D3, it's nonstop.
Well, and the good thing here, and you know this better than I do. I mean, we have a lot of kids that go to Winona. I mean, we have a lot of kids that go play at Winona State. So we have a lot of kids that go from Wisconsin to Minnesota to go, play athletics. So I think you guys are a great fit. And what I'll do going out of today is we've got 10,000 followers on social media. I'll get the word out on you guys and let them know, let the kids know, hey, if you have an interest in playing at Division III level, I mean, here's a place to look right away. Is that fair to do that?
Oh, yeah. So, our goal is to win a national championship. But as I tell the kids, and I said, your goal should be an All-American, but not to be an All-American, but to practice like an All-American, to be the All-American type of player. And for us, we would love to win a national championship, which we have. But the idea is I don't want to just win I want to be the type of team that wins national championships.
Absolutely.
So, but you want good kids. It's a lot more fun. We're going to win. It's just a matter of you want good kids that you have fun winning with.
Right. John Cheetah, thanks for your time. I appreciate it, Coach. Good luck to you in the new role. We keep an eye on you guys and see how you guys are doing. And anything we can do around helping promote kids from here, let us know.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Kind of unique when you ask me that.
I've been talking for 2 days straight.
So you got the same thing I got going. It's funny.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll tell you, anytime if you're looking for film on kids, I've got a ton of that. So if you have an interest, look us up on social media. Oh, great. I'll follow you guys. And we're on productions_W7 on Twitter. I've got a card here. Let me get that for you. Well, we really try to. Yeah, we really
like
After
2
this-
lists. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, of course, Ava. Are you kidding me? Of course. We'll come to your place this year, okay? Okay, sounds good. All right.
You good?
Good to see you, Ava.
You good if after this next session when we got that little break, if I do another one-on-one?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, you want to do an interview with me after you guys are done? You don't know
You
much
see what I
about
mean?
her,
She
but
comes up like I should know exactly who she is. You know, hundreds of kids.
you're like, yeah, be there.
When she's like Cam, I'm like, Cam, Ava Sand. I think it's Ava Sand or Ava Sand. Yep. Oh, hi, Ava. It's like a.
Well, you think about all like the schools you go to, it's like, you know, and so many girls look alike. So like,
It's hard.
yeah.
after the break, Quinn's gonna come over and I'm gonna interview Quinn.
Is this group done then?
This last group, so we got